How you feeling, man?
I just made weight, so the guy to my left and lower knows it's not the greatest feeling, but it's a great feeling because I made weight, you know.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is such a unique fight for both of you guys with all that you've been through, and now you're finally facing each other in the octagon. I've been listening to you all week, and you've convinced me that the emotions for you, once the door is shut on the octagon, are not going to come into play. You're going to fight your fight regardless. Do you think we can say the same, though, for Colby in terms of not being affected by the emotions of this week?
I don't give a F what Kobe's going through in his head, really. Whether he's fighting emotional, I'll bring it out of him. I got numerous rounds with him. I know how to get in his head. I know how to play the strings. The reason why I don't get emotional is not that I don't have no emotions. It's just that the reason I got this far is by keeping my emotions in check, you know, by every guy that I've fought. And, you know, I've rated all my performances biased as I could be, unbiased as I could be towards myself. And the best ones are when I've usually had my emotions in check. So why would I give this guy the edge, you know? I'm going to celebrate way harder than most times after this one, but that's about it, you know?
So you weighed in just a few minutes ago. Most guys like to weigh in as early as they can, but you weighed in a little bit later. It's after 10. So is there any reason for that?
I wanted to get a good night's rest yesterday. I usually I usually am like the first or second guy in the scale the last like 10 fights. But I don't sleep as much. Right? Not that you could, you know, when you're cutting weight, you don't get the best of sleep. But I kind of wanted to get a good night's rest tonight. You know, I got a full 7 hours, woke up, hit the tub, hit the sauna, made the weight easy.
After this fight is over, what's going to happen between you two?
Dean, you know me personally, man. You know me well. You know exactly what's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't got to say nothing. You know very well. You could tell the people back home exactly what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, man. You know where I'm from, and you know exactly how I am, man.
In many ways, this is striker versus wrestler. You know this. How quickly do you expect him to shoot the first takedown?
I think he's going to throw some hard punches and pretend to understand, you know, and then eventually he's going to try to get to my leg, and that'll be the end game, you know, him trying to get to that leg over and over. But I don't see him standing for long once I start tagging him. Now, when I force a stand-up because he can't take me down, that's a different story.
Congratulations on the new contract.
Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're now among the top 3 paid UFC fighters in history. Given how long the road has been to get to this point, what satisfaction do you have with that contract?
20 years.
And do you feel like this is what you've always wanted?
Oh, definitely, but I'm not there yet. I still got a lot of check boxes that are unchecked yet that I got to do, not just regarding money, but accomplishments and things that I want to do, accolades. Since I took the hiatus of a year and I came back, I had a big check box list. I got a lot of them checked off. I still got a lot more to do, you know.
A lot's been made about how much you guys know each other, how many rounds you guys have shared, but we kind of talked about this on the show earlier. You can grapple at 100%, you often grapple at 100%, but you're never sparring at 100%. You know, do you feel like maybe he's never really felt, obviously, the elbows, the knees, full power on display, even though he thinks he might?
He doesn't think that even as delusional as he is, he knows he hasn't, because the few times that the exchanges between me and him have gotten heated, he's gotten frustrated, you know. I mean, Dynamite himself has seen him take the gloves off and walk out of sparring sessions on occasions. You remember the incidences with like Will Brook where he'd start shouting across the gym. You know, Will Brook was a 155-pounder, and the days that he had his ways with Colby, Colby would freak the F out, you know, start cursing and making a big scene, so the coaches would have to separate him, you know, because the coaches see too much. Because if you're a real badass, you just go at the person and try to take him out. You don't start making a scene so everybody gathers, what's going on, and then the coaches separate you. If you're a real badass, you just handle the business, try to knock the dude out or submit him, keep quiet about it. But he'd make a scene whenever it wasn't going his way or take his gloves off, you know. So, and get off the mat. Those things were always like, check mark, you know, like, oh, you're a bitch, you know, I got you.
What is the most important thing for you to carve out a path to victory on Saturday?
Just get in his face. Just get in his face and say in his face, he's a bitch.
That simple. Jorge Masvidal, we're looking forward to this one, man.
Guys, like the hairstyle or what, man?
I think it all looks good.
Good.
The no shirt, it all looks good.